Welcome, Debz Cooper, Global Stressologist. Thank you for joining me. Yay! Oh, it's been a while, isn't it, since this has happened. I'm so excited. I can't even get my clothes on. That's a bit of a worry. So excited to be back because this is a pretty cool one to come back to today. And this is about what to do when you feel picked on. So thank you for joining me here on this amazing Facebook Live video. I would love to know if you're here live or if you're here watching on a replay and where you are in the world, because I'm a little bit nosy about where people are in the world. I'm just going to fix my little top because it's going to annoy me. I get a little bit nosy about where people are in the world and how they're watching me, because I think that we're not just New Zealand. Here we are in New Zealand. We're not just Australia. We're not just America. So I get a little bit nosy about that. I'm like, oh, wonder what's going on in their world. Wonder what's going on in their world. But enough about me. Debz Cooper, Global Stressologist. I've been doing my business for 17 years now. Actually, I think it's 18 years. That's really great. And so I know what I'm talking about. And I have my life lessons that I'm dealing with. Aren't we all? So I want to talk about what to do when you feel picked on, because I'm finding this is actually a reoccurring pattern for people right now in this world. And I want to say, grab your pen, note-taking device, whatever it is, because I'd like to give you some tips, obviously. When I think about what to do when you feel picked on, I think about it's such an emotional topic, and it's a bit like grief. And when I say grief is something that can hit you. Oh, here we go. Grief is something that can hit you at any time. It can hit you at any time, anywhere. And sometimes, I often say it's like a wave, and the wave comes in and suddenly it comes into your ankles, and it comes into your ankles, and then it comes into your ankles, and it's really cold, or it's, oh, there's something, and then it gets a little bit higher. And then sometimes that grief or emotion can actually just, that wave can come and can hit you and can knock you, boom, land you on your buttocks. And it's a bit like that. It can hit you at any time without warning. The warning's there, we often haven't seen it. Clearly, because when it gets to hit you, that's exactly what it is. So it's a bit like that is what to do when you feel picked on. And it's especially if you aren't feeling 100%. What is it saying? Current rate is too low. Okay, that's great. I don't know what that means. So if you're not 100%, things can hit you. And we all know when you're 100% and you're in, and I'm going to say in tune with yourself, and you're in tune with yourself, people do things or you watch something and it just doesn't affect you, it doesn't challenge you, it doesn't run you, it doesn't cause you any turmoil, anything going on. It's just as is. And that's literally where it is. But when we're not, this picked on can come from nowhere, and it can really turn us inside out. So I'm going to crack on with my tips, and this is my first one, and I'm talking about this all the time. I'm sure I talk about this all the time. This is called the 4 agreements. If you haven't heard about it, I would suggest you actually have a Google and research it. Now, there's 4 agreements. If you can just do one and live by one, and even just start with 1 day or 1 hour and just pick one and stay with it. So once you master one or feel comfortable with one, then bring in the next one. Don't start jumping to 4. I wouldn't suggest you start jumping to 4 straight away. Now, if I was listening to that myself, I go, oh, challenge, I can do 4 straight away. I'm giving you a little heads up that sometimes it can throw you out. So this is not a challenge to do 4 straight away. It's saying the 4 agreements are a really great way to start in life. And they are, number 1 is be impeccable with your words. Pretty simple. Be impeccable with your words. The next one, and this one I think is a challenging one that people think, is don't take anything personally. Don't take anything personally, because you don't know what the other person's dealing with. You don't know what you're dealing with. You don't know what's going on in their world. You don't know what's going on in everyone else's world around you. So when people say things to you or do things, we can take them personally, and we can go, oh, that's because this happened, and that's because they've never liked me, and that's because, and there's all these stories that run a crazy as marathon. So number 2 with the 4 agreements is don't take anything personally. The third is don't make assumptions. And I love this because assume is an ask of you and me. Thanks, Sandra, for reminding me of that one. So assume. So don't make assumptions on the situation, on them, on the outcome, on the or anything like that. Don't make assumptions, because it can just run you ragged into that marathon. And the fourth agreement is always do your best. If you can go to bed at night and know that you've done your best, you will sleep more peacefully about your sleep. You may have times when you don't sleep, and that's okay, and there's things going on, but I'm just saying always do your best. And if you haven't done your best, work out how it's actually helped you. And the very last tip I'm going to give you today, I'd like to think it's going to be my last tip, is actually one that's going to help you with that. So they're the 4 agreements. If you can just do one at a time. Be impeccable with your words. Don't take anything personally. Don't make assumptions, and always do your best. If you even just lived by one of those, there's going to be a shift in your mind. And these are my beautiful little quote cards that I actually have. You can get the book, you can Google it, or whatever it is. And they just actually say to you, 1, don't take anything personally. At the very top, and then it gives you a blurb, and then it gives you a big blurb. Embrace your freedom. You gain a huge amount of freedom when you take nothing personally. No spell can affect you regardless of how strong it may be. No spell. Uh-oh. Bring in the purple. And if you live without fear, if you love, you will be happy with your life. There's a few words in there I tweak. But that's don't take anything personally. They're pretty simple. Pretty simple 4 things to help you get through. The next one is look at you. And when I talk about look at you, I'm saying action needed. Please, if you can't see me or you can see me, let me know. Because it keeps popping up saying action required. Well, look at you. And when I say look at you, not the why me. Not the why me, because when you get into the why, it is just like an endless cycle of things, and you often don't get to the end of it. So, not the why me. What is going on around you? And I know for a fact, if things are happening, if your health, your sleep, or there's so much going on that you're actually out of kilter. And I say out of kilter, I don't even know what that means, but it's something I grew up with. You're out of kilter. So look at what's going on around your surroundings. The moment you can see your surroundings, or people, or actions, or things you're doing, then you can change it. But until you actually open your eyes and look at you and what's around, you can't change anything. Everyone wants to be seen, heard, and acknowledged. As soon as you can see yourself, you can hear yourself, you can acknowledge yourself. You may not want actually to agree with it, but once you've seen those, you can actually start shifting forward. The next tip I'm going to say is human emotion. And it's really important to acknowledge you are human and you have emotions, because when we shut our emotions down, they bubble away. You know, it's like a kettle boiling or a jug boiling or a pot boiling or anything like that, and it's just away. So acknowledge you're human with emotions. Don't run from your emotions, because they just get bigger and bigger and bigger. It's wiser to acknowledge that they are there, because the moment, like I said just before, the moment you acknowledge them, you can deal with them. You don't have to agree with them. You can be sad and not want to deal with sadness. That's okay, but you must acknowledge you're a human being in this world having a human experience, and you have emotions, so you must deal with them. Stop running from your emotions. I think I'm just going to put a mirror up for myself for that one as well, because that's a great one that I'm learning right now. When you've acknowledged these emotions, I want you to take time away from everything. And I'm talking about people, surroundings, things, work, like whatever it is. Take time away from all of this, because you're not looking at outside people to help you get through whatever this is, but you're actually looking at, okay, what do I need to do right now? Right now, my partner's annoying me, so I'm just going to take some time out for me. Right now, my kids are annoying me. School holidays. I'm just going to take some time out from me. Oh, I can't take time out. Yes, you can. You can go hide in the toilet, go to the bathroom. You know, if all the kids go to bed early. Like whatever it is, you can always take time away from people and things. Find that safe space that feels right for you and do more of that. So take your time away from things. Even if you have to put a headset on or something and listen to some music, whatever it is, you must take time out, because when you take time out, all these other Pac-Man voices or things that are going on around you actually don't have an impact on you. Now, I said about outside sources, not listening to outside sources. I'm going to say get a support person. And the reason I say I'm going to get a support person is I'm going to say that because they're important to you. It's important to have people around you, 100%. So if you can get a professional over a friend, because a friend has their own stuff going on, whereas I'd like to say a professional is 100% centered when they're focusing on you. I'd like to think that, but I know there's some that aren't. But our role as a support person for you is definitely a challenger and a kicker to wake you up. But our role is to put all our stuff aside and we're focused on you 100%. So your friend also gets emotionally attached to things. So if you're constantly telling your mother about something, and then when you talk to your mother 3 weeks later, she's like, and how's that happened? And how's work going? And what's going on there? And you're getting that again, and you've let that go. That's 3 weeks ago. You've moved on. But your mother hasn't, or your best friend hasn't. So watch who you're feeding your stuff to. Okay. Please update, or viewers may experience a low quality stream. Okay, I think I'm just going to carry on with this. We'll look at that one. Hope the stream's okay, people. That's all I can say, because I don't know what I'm doing on there if I change anything. So when I talk about a professional, I'm talking about clearly me. Find somebody who you actually resonate with, or anyone, but find somebody who you resonate with who's going to kick your butt and wake you up to what's going on around you, but also help you and hold your hand to guide you to the truth. They're the best people there. You definitely want those challengers and you definitely want those supporters. So find those people who you resonate with. Because clearly if you're on this video, you resonate with me. If you've lasted this long, then reach out. There's nothing worse than sitting in your poop for so long. Now, I know I talked about the wave for grief. Just acknowledge that everything is movable. Every day and minute is different. So your emotions are not set in stone. Your life is not set in stone. So this is about trust. Trust yourself, trust others, trust that the universe, that it's got your back. That every minute, every day, and I'm not just talking about every minute, you know, every day, tomorrow's another day, wake up, tomorrow's another. Yeah, and so's right now. So trust what's going on around you. And just know that everything can be moved when you are ready. And that's the key there, when you are ready. Because if you're not ready, people are going to go, why don't you do this? Oh, I don't do that. I talked to somebody yesterday and I said, move towns, move cities, just go. And I could literally hear the fear in her mind. It was full on coming through at me. And there's a big level of trust going on there. So everything can be moved. Just know that it's not set in concrete. The other thing I'm going to say is, and it's my favorite, well, it's one of my favorite G words, and that is glitter yourself. Glitter yourself. Glitter, glitter, glitter. Do whatever lights you up. Whatever lights you up. I went into the office this morning and felt a little bit dreary. So I've got one of my favorite candles from Juvenate, and this is actually the Cypress and Bayberry. And I love that. And it's a little bit off camera there, which is perfect. And I love that smell. So do whatever lights you up. My office just didn't have that yummy, yummy feeling first thing this morning. So I lit a candle. Do whatever that glitter is that you must do that gives you that sparkle. If it's clean underwear, don't know about that. If it's spraying a perfume, if it's lighting a beautiful candle, if it's lighting a beautiful candle, whatever that is, if it's just going outside and appreciating the sun, or appreciating the stars, or appreciating the rain, or whatever, or blobbing on the couch, just glitter yourself with whatever lights you up. That's really, really, really important. And my last tip I'm going to say is, do we all know what it is? It's actually a G word, but it's also a C word before the G word. And that is, drum roll, that is celebrate. Celebrate that you have something to work on right here, right now, today. Celebrate that you have something to work on. Because when people are picking on you, there's definitely something to work on. There's something to work on mentally, physically, energetically around you. And be grateful. Be grateful that you have this experience right here, right now with you. Because there's something important happening for you. There's a reason, whatever's going on, trust that process. But if you perceive you're being picked on, these are great simple tips to help you get through, and definitely celebrate. We want to celebrate all our little glitches in life, because it's our glitches that mold us all together to be more magnificent than who we are. So that's my video on what to do when you feel picked on. I trust you got some golden nuggets here today. Thank you for joining me. If you can drop in the comments what you actually liked the most, that would be super awesome. Or if you can think about any other tips that resonate with you that I didn't say as I tried to race them in my memory in my head, then put them in the comments as well. But if you like today, I really just want to say, if you like today, the next step for you is to share this and open up a conversation with people. Open up a conversation with people about what's going on for you. Don't lock it away, because the more we hold in our emotion, the more we hold everything down, what happens is it bubbles away in our internals, and life is too short to have these things bubbling away. Let's celebrate life. Let's be grateful for life. Let's get this moving. So that's Debz Cooper, Global Stressologist, signing off on what to do when you feel picked on. Hi, Jay. Thanks for coming. Yay. I will see you next time on my video. Fabulous. Take care. Bye. Oh, end.